got Queen on the jukebox. Love those guys.
Peter, that's the Fancyanimal's band.
Sorry there, Alex Trebek. Joe, what are you so quiet about? You haven't said a word since we left the Long Beach Motor Show.
Yeah, Joe, what's going on, buddy?
Oh, Peter, I'm really upset about the new S1000. I can't believe it doesn't have taillights.
Yeah, and the front looks like a ZX-10.
I think it looks more like a CBR 600 RR. But why start now getting your tail feathers in a ruffle? I mean, the last generation S1000 wasn't exactly a Picasso.
I think the Ducati V4R came to the party and pissed in the punch bowl, Peter. Every other bike just looks lame. Here, I got pictures of the new V4 Beauty right here on my phone.
Giggity, giggity. Damn, that's sexy.
What's with those wings? Looks like the fucking Batmobile. Hope you don't snap off like the crappy mirrors on your piece of crap $12.99.
Peter, those wings provide over 60 pounds of downforce at 170 miles an hour and helps with later braking into the corner.
Dude, it doesn't matter what Ducati rolls out of the paddock. The only way Ducati beats Jonathan Ray is if Ray gets a bad ice cube.
Peter, you're just jealous because the ZX-10 looks like Megatron's turd after a night of drinking at the Quahog Big Boss Steakhouse.
Actually, I got the same question. I don't know.
Damn, that thing's sexy.
Usually the artists get limited. Yeah. Oh, the new, right. Yeah, all the articles that just came out. They haven't even had the need to like push it out, like market them out and just special editions.
Oh, damn. I think I might have blue balls.
Oh, you better be alert. I might just throw a random fry in the middle. Oh, who's faster? That was good. Take this baby for a whip. Speciale. And what's this chick doing? Oh, she looks good. That's a dude. Oh, just got photobombed by a cripple. Here's a fully customized FTR 1200. Love the wide bars and the number plate. Pretty sick. Oh, look at that. Kevlar honeycomb over the radiator. Super hooligan. That's gold, all right. Man, look at that gold. HP full race. Bloody double decker. Right. Oh, look at that. Motor red. That's the Ducati Scrambler Cafe Racer. Pretty sweet. I like these color schemes. I think they did some photography tomfoolery with this bike because I just think it looks so dated. It just, even with the carbon wings, it just, I don't know, I just think it looks like a used bike. I know it's a screaming performer, but I don't know. I think they should have used the 660 bodywork. It's the new FTR 1200. To me, I think this is the bike of the show. It's such a huge leap forward for an American motorcycle manufacturer to make what is essentially, the American version of a Monster 1200. Brembo brakes. I think a lot of people criticize the bike because it's got this low slung exhaust here, as opposed to the track bike the flat track bike that has the horizontal exhaust. I think if you look on the other side of the bike, it's more faithful to the flat track version in terms of how it looks. I was talking to one of the Indian sales reps, and he was saying that Indian sold more bikes in the last 4 years than Victory did in 18 years. I think this bike is going somewhat unnoticed. among most of the motorcycling crowd. I mean, it's not a light bike by any stretch of the imagination. I think it's 489 pounds dry, so it's over 500 pounds wet. But Indian has packed a lot of technology into this bike. It's got a touchscreen display. It has an inertial measurement unit with a lean angle sensor, so you're going to get traction control, ABS, wheelie control. The motor is 120 horsepower. I think it has magnesium valve covers. The throttle body is positioned just above the cylinders to maximize flow rate, which has forced them to relocate the gas tank under the seat. It also has a slipper clutch. I mean, this thing's pretty sick. It's got a carbon tank, or at least a carbon tank cover. The tank's actually under the seat here, but it also has a Kropovich exhaust, which is pretty sweet. That's you, man. You're styling on that thing. And it's also a true trellis frame, except for this cast part right here. But really cool. They did a really nice job with it. It even has a fully triangulated swing arm. It's pretty cool. Just love the proportions of this bike. This is the flat track bike. This is the one that's been dominating Harley Davidson on the flat track. It's the Indian Scout Bobber. This is the bike that I test rode. And again, you can be real lazy with your shifting. He doesn't understand staggered riding, Jimmy. Oh yeah, let's friggin' get the knee out. Oh boy, let's see how it does. Pretty good. Oh, hit the rev limiter. Tons of torque. Handles pretty well. This woman's friggin' dragging. I just pass her. No, I'm going for the pass. Brutali 1000. That's pretty cool. It looks like they pigmented the resin system. Oh, look at that. They've even done the same thing with the clutch cover. It looks like a clutch cover guard, actually. It's like MV builds custom bikes, seems like right out of the factory. Boutique items. Excuse me. F4. The F4. I think it's 195 horsepower, 421 pounds, something like that. Oh, look at that. Brutali 800 RC, pretty sweet. The Africa Twin. This is my favorite horse in the Honda stable. I don't know, I'm not crazy about the looks of this bike, but that's not what a Honda's all about. You don't buy a Honda for its looks. Oh yeah. Oh, light. Very light. Wow. Feels super flickable. I actually haven't ridden one of these. I have to put this on the list. People just don't seem to be into the standard motorcycles anymore, but this is a pretty cool bike. Reminds me of my 86 Night Pigeon.
You have it that long?
Yeah. Gotta get some of that Honda Super Clean. Custom electrical tape right there, holding that thing on.
I noticed it on the back of your helmet too.
Dude. It's I think 1000cc, 150 horsepower. It's a really nice bike. V85, so it's pretty cool. Moto Guzzi. Alex Ren's MotoGP bike. Pretty sick. Look at those rear sets. Oh yeah. Pretty sick. R9T Racer. Right. So I was able to pick the brains of some of the BMW staff here. One of the guys, he was on the racing team and helped develop the bike. What I know about it is it's going to be around 25 grand. It's coming out next year. They say either late summer or early fall. Done away with the Brembos. They've obviously got this inverted rear swing arm. So they've tried to increase compliance in the chassis and suspension just to maximize the tire traction mid-corner. So that was really the goal. And then obviously the variable valve timing is to improve mid-range, low and mid-range power. I think it puts out about, they said 100 Newton meters, which is what, 0.738, so that's 73.8 foot-pounds. Around 5,000 RPM or 5,500, something like that. My feeling is it's Euro 5. The chatter here is that it looks a lot like a Honda. So it's about, I think it's 427 pounds wet. I think it's 25 pounds lighter than last year's model. So the carbon fiber wheels that are on here, if you can see that, these are different wheels. They're not shared with the HP4 race. They got a base model S1000RR. It's pretty comfortable. The bar's a lot wider. People were complaining about this integrated, bar/triple clamp. You can see that there. This is all just one piece here, which is kind of insidious, so some people were complaining about that. But yeah, pretty comfortable, very compact. You're definitely, slid more forward towards the steering head. Buff these two nuts here, pull the whole thing off, and then the brake lights are actually integrated into the turn signals. So again, if you go doing a track day, you can just take this whole assembly off, and just makes prepping for track days a lot easier. It's the new 1250 GS. G is saucy. Ugh. The front end looks like a plastic version of Jenga. So this is an 82 Katana. If you're familiar with this bike, it was kind of groundbreaking for its day. Looks like Street Hawk. So they just did the new Katana release here yesterday. It's basically a GSX-S 1000, in different clothing. The rear tail section, sort of Diavel-esque. But it's got Brembos up front, like the GSX. My buddy Dave had one of these in the 90s, and I just remember him, he was doing a wheel stand, and it got away from me. I ended up doing a wheelie into a chain link fence. Katana from the 90s, that was basically a recycled version of the last generation GSX-R. Pretty cool. There's the GSX 1000s over here. Basically the same bike. They've sectioned this R1M here. It's pretty snazzy. You can see the inlet here. Travels around the steering head too. Through the filter.
I had to take the tank off.
Cross-plane, baby. Fuel pump. Generator stator. Looks like the ABS module. There's the IMU right there. That's the highlight of the show right there.